The story is about the legend of Pitogo Cliff.
A breathtaking aerial view of Pitogo Cliff, a rugged yet majestic rock formation jutting out over the deep blue ocean with waves crashing below. The golden sunset casts a magical glow over the sea, while the lush greenery on the cliff sways gently in the wind. The sky is painted in vibrant shades of orange, pink, and purple. The village life of Barangay Tagibo, San Juan, Siquijor. A lively coastal village with nipa huts, bamboo fences, and villagers going about their daily activities. Fishermen prepare their boats, children play by the shore, and vendors sell fresh seafood. In the foreground, Lina, a young woman with long, flowing black hair, warm brown eyes, and a kind smile, walks through the village wearing a traditional white blouse and a flowing blue skirt. She carries a woven basket filled with fish, exchanging greetings with villagers. Lina and Dario meet at the cliff. Dario, a strong and kind-hearted fisherman with short, tousled black hair, tan skin, and a confident smile, waves at Lina as she approaches Pitogo Cliff. They walk together, hand in hand, overlooking the sea. The sky is now transitioning from orange to deep blue, with stars beginning to appear. Their faces are filled with happiness as they laugh together. The promise. Sitting at the edge of the cliff, Dario carves their initials into a smooth rock using his fishing knife. Lina watches with a loving gaze. The waves crash below, reflecting the golden shimmer of the sunset. A gentle breeze lifts Lina's hair as she smiles. A fisherman's duty, preparing for the sea. Dario stands by his small wooden boat, tightening the ropes and checking his fishing nets. Other fishermen prepare their own boats as the sky darkens with approaching storm clouds. Lina, standing nearby, looks at him with concern. A distant lightning flash illuminates the horizon. Farewell at the shore. At the water's edge, Lina and Dario embrace tightly, her hands gripping his arm as if afraid to let go. The tide rolls in gently, washing over their feet. Dario reassures her with a soft smile before stepping into his boat. The darkening sky looms overhead. Storm rising and the ocean turns wild. A massive storm rages at sea. Dario's boat is caught in enormous waves, the wind howling as rain pours down in torrents. His determined face is lit by flashes of lightning as he struggles to navigate. The ocean churns violently, showing nature's unforgiving force. Anxious, waiting at the cliff. Lina stands at Pitogo Cliff, her white dress billowing in the wind, her worried eyes scanning the horizon. The sky is dark, and thunder rumbles in the distance. Her hands are clasped together as she silently prays for Dario's safety. A tragic news. A village elder, with a sorrowful expression, tells Lina that Dario's boat has disappeared beneath the waves. Lina's eyes widen in shock, her hands trembling as she covers her mouth. The entire village watches in sorrow. The ocean in the background remains restless, as if mourning alongside her. Denial and despair at the shore. Lina runs to the beach, falling to her knees, calling Dario's name into the void. The vast empty ocean offers no reply. Her tears mix with the rain, her figure small against the raging waves. Nights of sorrow and waiting at the cliff. Lina sits alone at Pitogo Cliff, gazing at the moonlit ocean, her arms wrapped around herself. Her once vibrant face is now pale with grief. The waves crash below, illuminated by the silver light of the full moon. Fireflies glow softly around her, adding an eerie beauty to the scene. A mysterious dream and Dario's vision. In a dreamy, ethereal scene, Lina stands on an endless stretch of water, surrounded by mist. Suddenly, Dario appears, glowing softly, his hand reaching out to her. He calls her name, his face both loving and sorrowful. The background shifts between reality and illusion, as if the sea itself is carrying his message. Final walk to Pitogo Cliff. Lina, a young woman with long, flowing black hair and warm brown eyes, walks through the village one last time, her once bright eyes now distant and sad. The villagers watch in silence, sensing her sorrow. The warm glow of lanterns contrasts with the cold, empty look on her face. Her flowing white dress and long black hair sway gently as she heads toward the cliff. The last goodbye. Standing at the edge. At the very edge of Pitogo Cliff, Lina gazes at the endless ocean. The full moon shines directly above her, making her appear almost ghostly. Her hair flows in the wind, her lips barely moving as she whispers Dario's name one final time. The fall and Lina's fate. A dramatic moment as Lina closes her eyes and lets herself fall gracefully into the sea below. Her arms spread out like a bird in flight, the wind rushing past her. The moonlight illuminates her silhouette as she vanishes into the dark waters. Silence and mystery and the ocean. Calms. The ocean is eerily still, the waves now gentle as if welcoming Lina home. The moon reflects perfectly on the water, and a soft mist rises. Tiny glowing sea creatures swim near the surface, adding a magical touch. The morning after, and the discovery. Early morning light bathes the shore as fishermen discover strange seaweed, Pitogo, growing where Lina vanished. The Pitogo glows faintly under the morning sun, as if infused with her lingering spirit. A fisherman kneels down, touching the seaweed in quiet reverence. Villagers' whispers and a legend begins. In the village, elders and fishermen gather around, whispering about the Pitogo and the lost lovers. Their faces show a mix of awe and sadness. A fire flickers in the background, casting shadows on their weathered expressions. The legend lives on. Years pass by, and the cliff remains unchanged. The scene fades to Pitogo Cliff, now untouched and sacred, with Pitogo seaweed still thriving near the shore. The ocean glistens under the bright sun, its waves now peaceful. Birds fly above, their calls echoing over the endless blue. A young girl's question, and the wind whispers. A curious young girl tugs at her grandmother's dress, pointing to the cliff, asking why the wind sounds like someone crying at night. The grandmother smiles gently, stroking the child's hair, as if preparing to tell a story. The breeze rustles the trees, almost responding to the child's question. The retelling of the legend. An elderly woman, seated by a warm fire, tells the legend of Lina and Dario to a group of wide-eyed children. The flames flicker, casting moving shadows on their faces. The children lean in, hanging on to every word, their imaginations painting the story in their minds. Modern-day scene and tourists at Pitogo Cliff. Tourists now stand at Pitogo Cliff, taking pictures and looking out at the vast ocean, unaware of its sorrowful history. Some smile and admire the view, while others pause, sensing something mystical about the place. A gentle wind carries whispers through the trees. A whisper on the wind. Lina's spirit lives on. The wind swirls around the cliff, carrying a faint, ghostly whisper of Lina's voice calling Dario's name. The waves respond with a soft crash, as if answering. The Pitogo seaweed below sways gently, glowing subtly under the moonlight. Closing shot. Eternal love beyond time. A wide, sweeping view of Pitogo Cliff and the endless ocean, fading into a golden sunset. The camera slowly pans upward to the sky, where two glowing lights, representing Lina and Dario, move toward each other and merge into one before disappearing into the heavens. The waves continue their eternal rhythm below, as the legend lives on forever.